Hello everyone.
Hi.
We are here at Ishtar Game to introduce you to the new update for the last spell called
Glenwald Calling.
Glenwald Calling. Yeah. So I'm Thomas, one of the game designers of the game.
And I'm Matthieu, one of the developer.
Yep, the last one, the
The
last
last
the
one,
last
the last
developer.
developer.
And so today we're gonna introduce you to the update. So this update is already live as we're talking.
Yep.
So if you'd rather discover it by yourself, you can already force the refresh of the game in Steam and play it by yourself. So what can we say for starters?
Let's start with
Yeah,
options.
quickly the options. So on the left, we have this new button, reset campaign. It has been asked a lot by the community.
Yep. Indeed.
Yeah. So well, just like you can guess, it allows you to reset to erase all
All
the
your
save
saves.
data, the meta progression, the current run, whatever, and start fresh. So you don't have to meddle with the save game yourself.
Yeah.
And actually, we don't have the chat, I think.
Oh,
So
where is it?
up, I can see the screen, but yep, we'll have to maybe ask Bruno if he can come. Anyways, I'm just gonna tell Bruno to come here and fix that for us. But yeah, so we also have these new warnings here, these new checkboxes, and they previously we had one checkbox here,
Yeah.
one setting here, and it was a global enable or disable all the warnings.
That.
And yeah, we changed that to be more modular, so that you can enable or disable the warnings you want. So like I know for a lot of people it's the end of turn warning, for instance, like when you have action points left. So people usually like that because it prevents them from like clicking by mistake and ending their turn and
Yeah.
missing actions.
Yeah,
But
it really depends on players, I think.
yep.
So yeah, we made this like much more flexible for everyone. Like for instance, I much prefer to have warnings on production phase to like not forget about workers or anything. But yeah, during the nights I'm usually very careful about the action points and movements. So yeah, it bothers me more than anything. So yeah, it's good to have like all this flexibility.
So yeah, and you have actually the warnings for the end of turn and the end of production phase, because it reminds you when you have like perk points and whatever. But if you don't care about that, you can just disable them. Hold on a second. Bruno is coming for the chat. Yep. Okay. Great.
Oh, it's very
Oh,
small.
it's very small though. I have glasses, but they're not enough. Yep. Hold on. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
We can finally see what you're saying.
Much better.
Great. So, yep. And by the way, as long as we're in the controls, the controls panel, the settings, and talking about the controls, we added during the summer the previous update. For the previous update, we added the custom bindings, and there was some issues with the loading
Oh yeah, that's
of those.
right.
So sometimes they were reset, and it should be fixed with the update now. So you can bind whatever you want. Let's jump into the update itself. So
We now have two maps.
yeah, two maps, two heavens to defend, and yeah. So this one, the new map is called Glenwald, as the title of the update suggests. And so this new map is entirely different. So different visuals,
Yep.
different setup. It
Different
remains on
enemies.
the same base concept of the game. It's like you have to defend the city. The city is at the center of the map. Is a bit in the way. The chat is a bit in the way.
Oh yeah, I think
I can see that.
Yeah.
I
I have no idea
don't
how to
know.
fix that though.
Bruno's the boss of that, so I don't know about that. Hop. He's gonna come running again soon, I think. So yeah, basically this new map is the same concept. So you have to defend the city for a set amount of days. Set amount of days. The city is still at the center of the map. Monsters incoming from all sides, because that's the gist of the gameplay. But there are many different things though, like the visuals, the scenery itself is different. So there are much more. You will see when we start the. You will see when we start the map. Yeah, there are much more elements in the map. So you have to play around many obstacles and stuff like that.
Should we talk about?
Yeah, we'll see about that when we start. Just if you can, just point at the top. Disclaimer: this map is planned to be very hard, so it's much harder than Lakeborg, and it is intended to be unlocked once you finish Lakeborg for the first time. It doesn't mean though that finishing Lakeborg once will grant you enough game experience to beat Glenwald. Right? It's very hard, but you can try it by yourself. That was a disclaimer. And yeah, if you want to talk about the apocalypses.
We kind of changed the current apocalypses and added a few ones to this. So yeah, we now have these mist sensors that you've seen probably in the trailer. And yeah, so there's this new mechanic, and yeah, a few things have changed. I believe overall XP now remains unchanged, which means that like the waves are going to be bigger, but you don't get advantage from this.
So, because it was the case before. It was actually an oversight from our side, and because you had more enemies, but then you would get more XP.
So it wasn't really more.
Yeah, it wasn't really more difficult. So yeah, this is changed now. So less XP for more enemies, and it, as Dran pointed in the chat, it's the same for the Apocalypse 4. Because everything costs more, and since the selling price of items was based on their cost, it meant that the items you were producing before, you would sell them for a higher price. So same thing. So now selling price is not modified by this.
Yeah, and a few more after that. So yeah, you'll have time to discover that.
Yep. But the basic of it is that we have 6 apocalypses now. They should be harder, and there is this new apocalypse 3 with the mist sensors, which could be really interesting once you can play them.
Right, let's jump into it.
Yep, let's go. So just so you know, we're playing without Apocalypse, just standard Lakeborg, not Lakeborg, Glenwald.
It's hard enough. No, I mean.
Hey.
Is Apocalypse progression shared for both maps?
Yep,
I believe so.
Yep, it's like half shared. I would say it's like once you complete one apocalypse in a given map, you still unlock it for the other maps, but you don't get like the badge for having completed it in the other map though.
So yeah, you can now see like how different it is from Lakeborg. Yeah, it definitely is. There are like way many more obstacles and stuff to play around. So yeah.
So the map actually, the map itself is a little bit bigger to accommodate for all the new stuff. But it's not much more, but it's like 8 to 10 tiles, something like that overall. And the one can see the city itself is like still in the middle, still like square-ish, but then it's much more chaotic. So you will have to play around that. I can let you, maybe Matthieu, talk a bit about or maybe when you're discovering the items and your heroes, I can still talk about that. So yeah, I'm gonna have a look at the chat. And
you upgrade with essence? I don't think so.
Do you have new upgrade? No, we didn't touch the meta at all for now.
Except for Glenwald.
The only one is like a new meta upgrade, which is you unlocked Glenwald once you finish Lakeburg. And by the way, for all of you who already all of you who already finished Lakeburg, we also added a shortcut that you don't have to go to the Oraculum again to unlock it. It will be unlocked already once you start the game. So yeah, the no meta upgrades. That's why. That's also why actually this map is so hard. I mean harder because we targeted people who already have like all the meta unlocks or almost. So that's why.
Yeah, exactly.
So we are now in the gist of it. You started the night, yeah. So as Goni said, yeah, we changed mana a lot. So I can actually talk about that. So one can notice that we have a lot of mana for starters, and the reason is that basically we were too constrained by the old mana scale because like our skills were costing like 1, 2, 3 mana, something like that. And since we didn't want to have 0.5 values, it was really hard to balance them sometimes. So what we did is double all the mana scale. So the mana you have, the mana costs, whatever you want, so that we can have more granularity in the values. And then we started like tweaking them individually, so skill costs or mana regen, for instance. So you will see that even though we doubled the mana you have and most of the mana costs, the mana regen itself has increased but has not been doubled. So the mana might be a bit scarcer now.
It should be, yeah.
Yeah. It was also like it also allowed us to indirectly buff a bit the melee weapons, melee skills, because we didn't double their cost. Like we increased it a bit, just like the mana regen. So there are still some melee weapons with like smaller mana costs. So this is something that will probably help melee players, melee heroes, because they will have less incentive to care about mana. And ranged or magic player, especially magic one, I think, they can have some really expensive skills. The value can be scary, but don't worry. It's 6. You see, like it was 3 before, and now it's 6.
Yep.
Don't worry too much because it seems like a lot, and it may be, but since you already have like double the initial mana, it's not that scary actually.
Yeah, we can see in this map there are like new obstacles and stuff. One of the main thing that has come with it is that there are now like destructible obstacles. So,
okay. So we're gonna just like resize the chat a bit so we can like see more. Yeah, and actually vertically we can
like this?
A bit more, I think, horizontally. Yeah, to the right. Yeah, this is fine. It's gonna be better for everyone.
All right.
So yeah, you were saying, Matthieu?
So yeah, there are not like destructible obstacles that can play around line of sight. So you can see, for example, here I'd like to destroy those guys, but yeah, I just can't because there is a tree in front of me. But I can actually just destroy this one, and now I get line of sight. So yeah.
Yep.
So there are like many obstacles you can play with in Glenwald. Also, there are like those wood piles that the clovers are gonna attack when they go just next to it. So yeah, you can play around them. Maybe they're gonna block you.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe they're just gonna help defend the city. Like in this particular place, it's kind of great to have them.
Yeah, it's gonna be up to your preference and up to the situation as well, with depending on where the enemies come from and how many and stuff like that. And actually, yeah, there are many, as you stated and showed right now. We also have some like the log piles. If you destroy them, there is nothing left afterwards. Like it's just an empty tile. But the dead tree, it leaves a tree stump, so you can like see through, but you still can't walk through. But you can jump over it.
You can jump over it.
Yeah, there has been a bit of a few tweaks to the jump over. It was previously called jump over wall, but like you could already jump over walls and gates and barricades.
Yep.
And now like it's just called jump over, and you can also jump over some of the obstacles like the tree stump or maybe the rocks. I think
so.
Yeah. So there is this thing that is new.
Oh.
Okay, so Glenwald, coming back to the map itself, one can see if you've played Lakeburg enough and you know how it works, how it is with the early wave. And one can notice that right now, for the first night of the run, there already are a pretty decent amount of enemies, so more enemies during a given night.
Yeah, definitely.
And also, there directly are more scattered along the side.
Yep.
Like in the first night of Lakeburg, it's like they're all like clumped, not clumped, but like they're all in the middle. And right now they can already go pretty large.
Yeah, we can see like we have enemies here and until here, so yeah, pretty scarce.
Yeah, missed visibility. Yeah, that's true actually. Like we added those lines, the dotted line, because people were rightfully complaining that sometimes it wasn't really clear because this mist is like kinda volumetric stuff, and we had to. Even if it's 2D game, like it's kind of 3D right now, and depending on where you look at it, it's not clear. Especially if you look at the southeast, for instance. Like here, we can't even see the dotted line because like the mist is hiding it.
Yeah, we can barely see it there. But...
Yeah, but there is a new change actually. Now you can also select the ground, and it shows if there is the mist. So there is also this way of knowing where there is mist or not.
Yep.
And what it does actually for newcomers.
Yeah, what it does, and same for the thin mist, which is coming with the mist sensors in the Apocalypse. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can already see how line of sight is a big part of this new map. Like, I'd like to kill this one, but I have to destroy the wood pile first. So.
Or move actually.
Yeah, but you know it's like always. Mobility or line of sight, it's always.
Well, actually, now that I think about it, you didn't even add my custom avatar.
Oh,
we wanted to customize our hero.
I guess we can do it.
You can still do it. Don't kill Dan. Don't kill Dan.
Not Dan.
Yeah, I can be Albrecht.
I guess he has to be the melee guy.
Okay, melee guy. I'm a melee guy. So, you can call it
is
Thomas.
It part of the...
No, it's not part of the... We can just input the code. We copied it if it didn't fail.
Oh yeah, I just need to paste
it. Oh no. So, fail. Great. Great surprise. You can have it. Yep. I just wanted my very own portrait.
There we go.
Because I like it.
Oh, there we go.
Custom Ganon. Rename it Ganon. It's like... I'm proud of him, so... my role model.
Let's go.
Yeah, can you just display the chat again?
Right. Oh, which one was it? This one?
Yeah, this one. Yeah.
Got it.
Great. We kept Dan. Thanks, guys. It's really heartwarming.
Thank you.
If you like the game, it's really something we care about. So people saying stuff like that is really nice, actually. Will enemies poisoned enough that they die before moving still show their movement as part of the... Yep. So. We didn't change about that, but it's actually an interesting feedback. It's actually an interesting feedback, and if you haven't yet, I don't know, but if you haven't, you can actually report that on the feature vote and get or on the Discord directly.
Yeah, Discord,
and people can vote for it. So for visibility. but it's really a good idea. Same goes for the. I know people want to have a better display for the poison damage, like to show in the health bar how a given poison will affect the enemy. And well, we wanted to. It's planned. We wanted, but we didn't have time to do it for this update. But yeah, we will work on that.
Yeah, it's coming.
It's coming, just like Glenwald. Line indicator line on the rifle. Yep. Dan.
Oh, yep.
Dan was looking at the details.
Oh.
Yep. We will show that when
next turn.
Next turn. It's really interesting actually, because people complained a lot about the not being able to rotate their skills. And thing is, it's intended. We don't want people to be able to rotate the skill however they want, because it's part of the tactical part of the game.
Yep.
To have to move and position yourself to be able to have your pattern in one direction or another. But thing is, it was a bit. It was badly implemented, especially on the diagonals.
Yeah.
Yep. So what we did is several things. So first, don't move yet, don't rotate yet. But first, we just showed like better feedback for the side, the cone which you're currently in. So you see your character is rotating with the skill, and we show the lines. Second thing was that the diagonals themselves were very badly implemented, because they were actually the tile that is on the diagonal was actually
it was always on the.
Yeah, it was part of a single cone, single side, but it was arbitrary. So it was sometimes maybe this one was the left one or the right one. We didn't know. Now what we did is it's part of both direction, and you can rotate the skill on the diagonal.
Yep.
So that's it. I think it's going to be much clearer and a good quality of life.
Yeah, I think it takes the best part of both worlds.
Yeah. You guys will tell us, how it goes. So, what are you doing? So many enemies, 3 turns. The one can see, the night, like the spawn is over.
Yeah.
There's still some 67 enemies to kill, which is quite a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot to deal with.
If I recall correctly, as an example, I think on Lakeborg it's like 70 units for the whole first night.
Yeah, I think it's something like that. Yeah.
And on Glenwald we still have 63 to kill after the third hour, third turn. What can I say as well while you're just slaying through the horde?
Survive the night.
There has been some I think there is a blog post that should be out now as well, with many of the stuff I will be talking about live. But there is a blog post, so you can if you forget something or if we didn't explain well, it might be in there. But there have been some tweaks to combat, obviously. So as you can expect, the melee has been a bit buffed. We'll see if it's enough or not. But there have been several buffs, either by buffing the skills themselves. So reducing the mana cost or increasing their efficiency or range or whatever. Also, overall, the scaling, the damage scaling of all melee weapons has been increased a bit. So it might not be obvious in the beginning of the run, but the longer the run, the more damage you will get without even trying. So you can actually focus on getting some more move or whatever.
Yeah, movement or resistance, depending on how you want to play it.
That's it. Speaking of defense attributes, we've nerfed a bit the block and the resistance, because like some people know, it was actually, if you targeted the block and the resistance, it could be actually quite easy to be invulnerable. So now it's been reduced a bit, but don't worry, not too much. And new thing as well. If you can just show the tooltip for the is it brace or whatever, the defensive skill.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So these skills that come with the defensive gear, they used to have only like a single version of them. So it was one fixed skill, no matter the strength, the level of the item. And now, just like the active, the offensive gear, they will scale with the run. So this defensive skill will be better late game, and yeah, that's it.
Don't have so much mana with my mage.
Goni said, "Yeah, rotating building. This is the forbidden question." No. It's like I was looking on the devs stream the other night, and I saw you guys talking about that. And as you said, and as we said before, it's not, well. It was intended to have a single version of each building, because we wanted it to be a bit restrictive as well. As it stands currently, like, we don't stand strong behind this idea, as in it doesn't really matter to us design wise if you can or not rotate them, but it is a huge work. It's a huge workload to have these, but because like it's not obvious, but every building is made of, like, between their animation, their lighting, their whatever, as they currently are, each building is like maybe 50, 60, 100 sprites depending on them, and if we have to like multiply this by 4 to be able to have the four possible rotations, it's gonna be really a lot of work. So it's not out of question, but it's definitely not
not a priority.
Not a priority, and it won't be for a long time.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah. I'm just gonna drip it. So yeah, what else did change regarding the combat? Not much, I think. Well, there have been some tweaks here and there on individual skills. What can I say? We'll see some, like, there have been some perks that have been changed. It's still not a full rework of the perks, because it would require a lot of design and then code and then testing. We didn't have time to do that because of the new map.
Yep.
Basically, we had to lay out all the foundations to support several maps. With each, there are waves, there are possible directions, the composition, the evolution, whatever. So it was a lot of groundwork, which took a lot of time. Hopefully it will be worth it in the end.
I hope so.
Nerf buff on perks? No, not yet, but I will probably wait for the day so that we will have a look at the perk trees, on the perk tree, and yeah.
Yeah, there have been some little changes on the perks.
Yeah, basically perks have been, if it did need to have some code implementation change, we didn't do it. But if we could do something like cool enough with what we have, or if we could do something cool enough with the tools we already had, then like we went full all in. Yep, a new. I didn't talk about that actually, but a new change as well. You can see the splitter. So you already know these guys from the Lakeborg.
Yep.
But they were considered tier 2 enemies. So they were like, you wouldn't see them in Lakeborg before night maybe 3, I think, if you had some luck. Well, luck or
depending.
or not, depending on how you see it. But yeah, and in Glenwald, because this is like a lumberjacky town, like in the forest, woodcutters and stuff. They are part of the base unit. So
Get them from night one and after that, yeah. These are not like the best enemy to deal with, unfortunately.
Question: are you planning to add more late game perks for poison builds? Maybe. Seriously, it's not that I don't want to talk about it. It's like we don't know because, as I said, we really didn't have time to focus on like thinking, analyzing, designing new perks. So I can't say anything for now because I don't know. It will probably be a part of the next update because this is something we want to rework a bit, the content of the perks.
And we can finally see the colors of Glenwald.
Yeah, the true colors.
The true colors, yeah.
So yeah, if you actually we can see like on the right part of the map there is this pretty lush forest. So lots of line of sight blockers.
Yep.
You have to move a lot. On the left part, just the bottom left, there is this like cemetery with graves and a temple, stuff like that. Well, temple shrine.
Yeah, the shrine.
Yep. And depending on the side, it's not the same setup. So all sides should be a bit different in how they play. So this should increase variation.
Yeah, we have this in Leipzig with the lake actually, which creates some interesting, how to say this, like surprising events when players can like go through it and just surround your city. But yeah, the Glenwald is interesting in the way that each side is kind of played differently. I play tested this map a bit before the release, and there are some actual interesting structures in term of gameplay. Like the shrine is like a small fortress you want to defend, and this side is pretty much already well defended by the obstacles. So it's also interesting to play around the actual obstacles that are already present and fortify. Like not like you don't need especially to fortify this part, for instance.
Yeah, because it's easier because of the obstacles.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's very interesting. Like you want to get more vision here, so you might play around with what's the name of that building?
The watchtower.
The watchtower, yeah. So it really depends on the sides, and it's very interesting.
Watchtower, which is actually a bit more costly now.
Yeah, it
was increased a bit because it was not OP, but it was pretty cheap once you knew what to do with it. So it went up a bit. Talking about defenses, maybe it's time to talk about that. So quality of life for the ballistae and catapults.
Oh yeah.
Yep, just select it. So now it's been asked a lot by the community. So when you're building them, you can see the
line of
the
sight.
range and the line of sight. So big help, I think.
It's even more important in Leipzig as like most of your walls are in stone. So you don't have line of sight. But even the obstacles are important here. Like you don't want to place.
And if you just pick the catapult, just select the catapult. So this one doesn't care about line of sight; it has vision, but you can still see the range, and it is so useful. So
So
and second thing about the ballistae. Which is pretty interesting, and it's not visible at all. So another complaint of the community was that the AI, the targeting of the ballista was a bit shit. Let's be honest. And it was actually intended for them to be a bit dumb and target the closest enemy at all time. And it's still how they behave, so they target the closest to them every time.
Yeah, but now they don't tend to overkill enemies so much. Like if for instance, two ballista, if like you have three ballistas here and there are two clovers, they're gonna pick the first one. But if two of them is enough to kill it, The third one is gonna focus the
Yeah.
other clawer. So
That's it. So
You don't waste so much
still,
firepower.
They still overkill in
they can still
in
overkill
the
it.
sense of like if they deal 70 damage, for instance, and the clawer has 72.
Yeah,
The first one will deal 70 damage. The second one will still like target the same for 2
Yeah.
damage. But then the
Yeah.
third one, instead of wasting completely the attack,
Yeah.
it's gonna target the next closest. So yeah.
So yeah, you won't have like a whole wall of ballista just targeting 1 or 2 clawers. It just
Yeah.
doesn't feel right.
So actually, like they haven't been buffed in terms of values or numbers, but I think it's actually
It's a very good buff.
pretty
yeah.
decent buff. So now ballista stacking on one side can be like a decent strategy. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna do the level ups and stuff.
Yep, I can just let you level up, and I'm gonna check. So, is there going to be different story elements on different maps? Well, this we don't know yet. Like this mini-map things, like wasn't really. It's not that it wasn't planned. It was planned, but it wasn't the focus before the release of the game. And then after the release, we were focusing on as I said earlier, like preparing all the tech, all the things, and what the map would be, how different, and stuff like that. So we didn't actually really focus on the narration of the thing. If I would guess, I'd say there will probably be some elements that will be tied to the map, but not much, since the interaction you have with the beings, with the goddesses, is actually it's like in the oraculum, which is like nowhere in time or in space or whatever. So it's everywhere and nowhere at the same time. So it encompasses the both maps. Any runs, whatever, if that makes sense. So there will probably be some a few part of the narration, the dialogues, which will reference or unlock once you get to the new maps later. We don't have them now, but yeah, nothing too important, I think.
Cool.
Hi Def, you already know everything about the update,
Yeah.
don't you?
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a really good one.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna.
Especially for the beginning, yeah.
Yeah. The tome is good as well, though. But yeah, I'm gonna go for the cape. I think.
People are gonna say, "Hot crossbow." So yeah, whatever the levels. So well, I can talk about that. The few players who already managed to play a bit or watch it on stream noticed that you get more experience, more levels in Glenwald, and it's not because we tweaked anything. It's because there are many more enemies, so
Yep.
you get more XP. So we actually got 2 levels out of the first night, and believe me, you will need them. So just use them wisely.
Maybe let's talk about the perks.
Yeah.
What have been changed?
Yep.
Thrifty, I think.
Do you? Yeah. So
I can go. Yeah. So yeah, basically the.
yeah. So a few changes on the perks. You will see probably the full list in the patch notes.
In the patch note. Yeah.
But yeah, Thrifty has been moved back really
tier 2,
early in the tree.
But yeah, it's still -1 mana cost.
Yeah.
But since the scale has been doubled.
Yeah, it's less. It has actually been nerfed, so it's still good, I think, but it's been nerfed because, yeah, it's still -1 mana out of skills that cost more. So yeah, you'll see how it goes with that.
Yeah, we'll see about that, Def.
Yeah, we'll see about that. We'll see about that actually.
You can see how much mana I spent. Thrifty doesn't give you so much mana. If I have my skill now costs 5 instead of 6, it's it's not so good anymore. Like it's not OP as it was before. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see.
I think it may be good. It can actually be good
Yeah, it depends.
for some melee builds because they don't cost so much. So you probably won't invest so much in mana pool or whatever. And maybe like from time to time you'll see like you'll think that you need a bit more mana. So I don't know. We'll see about that. And anyways, as I said, as long as we won't like rework all the perks, or like not all, but the perk tree as a whole, some things won't change. Like we can't change what people pick or don't pick without like making them OP or straight bad.
Yep.
Without altering the other choices they have. So sometimes maybe it will still be a certain pick because the rest is not that interesting. I don't know. But once we make some better perks, maybe it will be less of a pick.
Yeah, definitely. So we now have like two construction inputs for constructing and stuff. So we have like just like before we had these two buttons. We now have the correct inputs for them. So you don't have to have like everything mixed up. So pretty handy. I just wanted to talk about the shop actually because it has been buffed.
It has been, the shop has been buffed quite a lot actually. So yeah, you can talk about that and
correct me if I say something wrong. But so now rarity of items have been improved. You can now even get epic items in it.
Yeah, and you couldn't before. Yeah.
So, we couldn't before. And the cost of upgrade have been buffed. It costs less. And there is an extra level now.
Yep, there is an extra level because the shop like the shop would fall in effectiveness like too quickly. You couldn't compared to production buildings. You couldn't get, even if you upgraded it to the max, you wouldn't be able to get like tier 5, level 5 or whatever weapons. So now you can get up to level 5 or 6, I don't remember, but it can be pretty interesting to use the shop now later in the run. What was it also? Yeah, we actually while we're in the shop, great, like we talked about it earlier, but we reworked the usable item, the consumable items. So what happened is that we were a bit like annoyed by the like we played RPGs and stuff, and basically what happens in RPGs with a consumable is that either you just hoard them because you want to like use them at the best possible time, and you end up finishing the game with thousands of potions or whatever.
Or none, because you just consider them
you
not
just
worth
consider
it.
not worthy. And as in the last spell, the only way currently to get them is to buy them. Sometimes it's considered waste of resources. So what changed now, you can actually see in the tooltip that it's not really consumable anymore. Now it's per night. So basically they recharge every day.
So you can just spam them now. Just use it, it's worth it.
So so that's it. That's it. Like now they cost more than before, but they've been buffed a bit, and you get to keep them. So it's actually pretty interesting, even playing like even using like a leftover level 1 or level 0 potion later in the run, because it's like once you have it forever. So it's gonna be really nice, I think. And second buff, if you can actually show the tooltip again. Before there were only like two variations of each consumable. They were like the small potion, the big one, way later in the run. And now, just like the defensive gear or offensive gear, they have skill variation for each level, and they scale like the whole run. So it can either be the effect itself, like the value of the value you regen.
Yeah, all the uses per night. Yeah,
all the uses per night, because you get to keep them. So yeah. So like I think if I recall correctly, like the potion of energy, the basic one is like +1 action point once per night.
2 times. I think.
I don't think so, because this is a +2 already. So I think it's 1 action point once per night. Then you get like 1 action point twice per night, and then. So yeah, it's gonna be really cool, I think. Indirect buff to potion through. Yeah, that's
the perk skill. This one, and there is also the
also the overload. This one is really buffed now, actually, because you get to use +1 use every night for each item. So this is really good, I think. And this is why we didn't change them a lot, because I think they can be really viable now. I'm just gonna have a look at the chat, because we was so focused I missed some stuff. Axe with a 25 opportunistic. Yes, it was. We didn't change that def, so it had to be. I think. As I said, I told you, but there was like some builds in between, but I think it was already there actually. Level 6 items now. Turin, maybe not. It might be something I'm saying, because like since we start with the level 0, I usually sometimes we get mixed up and we say level 6 when we mean like level 5, which is the 6th level. So. Well, people seems to be happy about the consumables, so we'll see how it goes later. So we could have a healer with potion throwing. Yep, you can actually, because this whole thing actually of that's also something we didn't have before. The whole skill limit per night. The only part of the game that had it was the catapult before, and it was specific to how it was implemented.
Yep.
And now we added this, so I don't know if it's gonna happen or not, but we could actually also, if we wanted to, have some skill like that on gear, or defensive, offensive, perks, whatever, some skills that you unlock. Like maybe, for instance, you could have I don't know if it's needed or not, but like the mark perk, which unlocks a skill that you can use, I think, once per turn.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It could be like something entirely different, like you have 10 uses for the night and whatever. So it opens up a lot of doors for us. No, the traps stay the same. We wanted to keep them like really consumable. We've talked like lightly about that, and we didn't have time to really think about it. And maybe someday it will change. We'll have to think about that. We kind of like the fact that you lose them, and if you don't lose them,
we'll be back.
We'll be back in a minute. So if you don't lose them, it might be fun, but then we will have to increase their cost or reduce their charges or whatever, because right now they would be too overpowered.
Demo effect. I had to face a bug.
Yay.
Okay, there we go. I can now move. That's better.
Yeah, don't lie. You didn't like the start. And
I can play it the same if you want.
So actually, interesting to see that your mage is already missing some mana.
Yeah.
Because in previous version and late board, because it does matter with the amount of enemies.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like, if you were careful about the mana, you would not really run out, especially in the early game. Right now, you have to be more careful about what you use. So maybe the mana potions, even with the buff, it would be more needed. Maybe the mana well. Actually, building the mana well will be more used. We'll see about that.
Yeah, the mana potions are a good fit. I've tried them when I was trying the update, and it feels right. I'm not a big fan of mana well myself, but it's just for your preferences. But yeah, the potions felt really good. Like you just pay a few dozens of gold in the early game, and then you can just spam them, and it's often enough to get you through.
Trapper is now viable. Yeah. Plenty of stuff. That's why it's really hard for us to play this everything actually, and we're not even aware of like I think we're not even aware of half of the implication of everything we've made because like everything is intertwined and yeah, like Dev said in the chat, like buffing melee does buff traps indirectly, stuff like that. So we'll have to analyze what happens now, what you guys do with it, and the meta and whatever. After you use all stack, just press rebuild. Yeah, drag row back. Yeah, it might be a good idea actually. It's more of a quality of life, so yeah, we'll have to think about that. Yeah, it's entirely possible. We'll see about that. Thanks for the love. Actually, yeah, they're talking about the GUI, but we didn't talk about the mini quality of life we've made. So first and foremost, the skill tooltip.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, we actually added the AOE, the pattern of the skill directly in the tooltip. So it's been asked a lot by the community. We wanted it for a long time, but we didn't have time to do it properly. So now we have it.
One thing that I saw in this is like you can even see it for enemies, and
it's really cool. It's really helpful, and especially because right now it's during the night, so you're playing, so it doesn't make sense. But you can now also see the patterns when you're like buying or
if you discover a weapon or whatever, you can just go through the skills and see what it really does, and you just don't have any more like those 13 targets and you're like, oh, what am I gonna do with that?
What am I gonna do?
So yeah, now you know what it looks like, and yeah,
you know what it looks like. It's clear even for the I think you had some skill with the like in this one you can see clearly where your character your hero is gonna end up with the arrow and what tile is gonna hit, stuff like that. Even for the I think you have a surrounding effect somewhere. Don't you?
Do I?
No, maybe I might be mistaken.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well, whatever. Yeah, it's way clearer now. Also, if you hover over an attribute, just an attribute on the left, So now we added the caps. So many people notice that attributes are actually capped internally, minimum and maximum values, and it was completely hidden. And it confused a lot of people, and they were right. So yeah, we added them. So now you can see that multi hits is like a maximum 5. You can plan around that. There is the minimum as well. Sometimes there is no minimum, and it's only because like
it's zero.
It's zero. We didn't want to to add too much information. So yeah, that's it. Potion uses and 0 AP scrolls. Yeah. Yeah, true. Actually, because potions were already free to use, but scrolls were costing 1 AP and a lot of mana. Now they only cost a lot of mana, so they can actually be used as a lifesaver or whatever, in addition to your standard attacks at the cost of the
you can now play around like mana economy, and if you manage to have like a very good way to regen mana, you can exploit that and be very much efficient.
Can you put the Steam chat again?
We
lost the Steam chat. Yeah.
I see my mouse here. It's just anyway. Oh,
yeah, okay. It's not much, but still, just in case, and keep the.
Can I get both?
Oh, we can. Well, we don't know how to. If you reduce the window, window.
Oh, it's already.
Yeah, great.
That's it.
Use action potion.
Oh, use action. I mean, I can't do much with that, so I'm just gonna keep it for later. But yeah, I'm gonna do it.
You actually have the action potion the melee guy,
Oh, the
which is
melee
actually not the best.
I don't know why you put it on them. Yeah. And yeah, he's kind of lacking mobility here, so yeah, I should have focused on that maybe.
What happened as well regarding melee buff was that there were a few melee weapons that had intrinsic like native penalties to accuracy most importantly, and it was a design choice because like for instance the axe or the two-handed axe, they hit a lot of tiles for the same cost, so we wanted them to have a penalty, but it actually ended up being very very frustrating, so we removed them completely. So now the both axes were like between disliked and meh. So now I think they should be reviable. So you can try them. Do not hesitate to try some builds you didn't like before, because many things have changed.
I think it's Dev who said like there are many changes in terms of balancing and stuff. So
yeah, many changes, and even like many weapons and or skills have been like tweaked. But even if they haven't, like since the mana changed, the perks like have been changed and whatever, the overall experience can really differ even with the same skill or same weapon.
Yep.
Is there an update to the lore? Nope, no update for now. We were really focusing on the like. I think we stated this way before, but like for initially the last spell was like our previous games were Dead in Bermuda, Dead in Vinland, and they were like kind of like survival visual novels, whatever stuff, and a lot of dialogue narration. And at first it was kind of a starting pillar for us, like having this game where the gameplay was first and not much lore. Obviously, we still added some stuff because if it's only pure gameplay, it's not that interesting or not that immersive.
Yep.
But it's still not the main focus. So I'm not saying we won't add stuff. We will add stuff probably, but it's something we want to do after the like stabilizing the gameplay, adding some new stuff, and yeah, we're gonna do that over time, I think.
We got a lot of armored guys here.
Armor.
So yeah, I'm trying to set up something to show the ballista, where you know the new thing.
The not overkill.
Yeah, the AI change.
The AI. The artificial stupidity. Yeah. So what else can we say about? What can I see there? Yeah, we didn't actually spend much time on the perks because we got on something else. But several perks has been changed, as we said. A couple have been moved, but not many. But yeah, there's been like I know that one of the biggest change, I think, not in values but in how it works, is the Leapfrog Perk. So this is the one where you used to get an additional skill, just like the jump over, and it was used on enemies, to jump over enemies, and the concept was really nice, so we didn't want to lose it. But
I didn't take it actually.
Yeah, so maybe you'll take it next day.
I'll take it next day.
And yeah, the concept is nice, so we wanted to keep it, but usually people like didn't take it because they didn't have an actual incentive or good opportunity cost to use it. So now that we've buffed melee a bit, it can be more interesting, and it's been reworked in a way that is actually the perk itself is more interesting, because instead of giving you an additional skill to jump over enemies, what it does is upgrades the current jump over you have with more stuff. So you get to keep the current jump over, but you can also use it over enemies. So keep the same behavior, and it costs one less move.
One less, yeah. So now it's two move points.
Two move points to jump over either an enemy or an obstacle.
So mostly anything in the battlefield.
So yeah, many things. So it's really interesting, and actually it's live actually. Loop. Hello.
Hey.
So yeah, and the last thing is that it also has +1 skill range. So basically, you can actually jump for 3 tiles over almost, well, not anything, but
like
many things.
I could do it from here.
It could do it for here and jump here for only 2 move points. So it's really, really interesting.
So yeah, I'm just gonna show them if it works as I expected. If the splitter is coming here or here. The 3 ballistas are in range of both the clover and the splitter, and basically with the behavior we had before, the 3 ballista would focus the splitter and just waste a ton of damage on it. But now it should split on the clover as well, and there we go.
Yep.
One of them focused the splitter,
yeah.
And then the 2 others were like, oh, okay, it's already dead, we can focus something else, and they killed the clover as well. So yeah, kind of a big buff for the ballista here if you take many.
Yeah. Loop had a question, I didn't see it before. Does Leapfrog scale with skill range? No. It doesn't. We actually considered it, but with all the buffs it's been received, we didn't want to do it for now. But it's entirely possible in the future if we think it's needed.
Yeah, skill range makes it, I think, much harder to balance, because like you can just go crazy with it, and just for 2 or 3 move points you could go travel like 8 tiles, or you just
yeah. But seriously, like as Dev said, I noticed Dev said as well that you can jump over 2 enemies, because
exactly.
If you have the line of sight and you have 2 enemies in front of you, since you have like 1 more skill range, you can target the enemies that is behind and jump over the 2. It also works if there is like 1 obstacle and 1 enemy, or the opposite. So yeah, it's really, really better now.
So it becomes kind of like the leap of the 2-hand axe.
Yeah.
So
it's like the leap for 2 move.
Yeah.
But with no damage,
with no damage or no debuff.
No debuff. Right.
Where am I gonna go? Damn it. I'm just gonna go there actually. So I keep the buff for the armor. I'm just gonna tank. Hate me.
Yeah. It's. I really think I'm really eager to see what people do with the new Leapfrog. Like if they take it at all and what they do, because I didn't personally playtest in a real environment. But I did playtest with like just for fun, moving and infinite move and whatever, and there was so many opportunities to jump. It was really, really, really. It felt really good to play.
Am I spending my mana here?
Yeah.
I think I need to, but yeah.
You need to get a mana well.
Yeah, probably.
This is the guy playing and knowing that he won't have time to perform a full run, so he's just going brr with whatever he wants.
Yeah, I don't need to set up a good economy here, so I guess we're good.
Robin, no, Robin is Robin is meh as a name.
Private joke. Oh, didn't do any damage. Okay, that's great.
Great. So, that's a silly name. Yep. Surprised me with excellent Apoc 6 modifier. Oh, do you like it? It's great then. This is... Well, yeah, actually, what we didn't say about the apocalypses... So, we talked about it in the early stream, but there have been a few changes, like in value or in Apocalypses, a few additions, but most importantly, we removed the former Apocalypse 4 which was the one constraining the player to be like always with the closer mist, basically. And it really wasn't interesting because like as a player you lost a lot of opportunities to play around. It was really oppressing, and even for us like designers, we thought about like when we were making this new map, this beautiful new map and stuff with plenty of lock piles and trees and whatever, and then we thought about like, yeah, Apocalypse 4 onwards, it's just gonna be play inside your walls. And yeah, it was shit. So yeah, we removed it, and that's why we have this new Apocalypse 6, if I'm not mistaken, which is plus 2 move points.
Yeah,
plus 2 move for
5. It's Apocalypse 5.
What?
The 6 is
it's the 5
the
one,
negative
one? Okay, yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, we'll talk about that. But the fifth one is plus 2 move points for every enemy, and it's actually a fun way for us to kinda come back to what we wanted with this mist at your walls, in that it's quite oppressive because enemies come much faster to your city, to your haven, but it also keeps like the surrounding of the city. You can still play. With the older Apocalypse 4, you wouldn't even build the seer anymore because you wouldn't do anything with it. So now you can still use the seer to push back the mist and stuff like that, but they come faster. So yeah,
and you can anticipate, and you can still anticipate enemies' movement, like instead of just having them rush into your cities, like
exactly
from the mist. So yeah, it opens some more interesting gameplay.
Yeah, and the Apoc 6 Luke was talking about is experimental stuff. But yeah, basically every item you get in the game except the initial gear will have a random negative modifier to an attribute. So you might get I don't know, a bow with minus range or whatever. So yeah, you have to consider, even if you get some epic stuff, it might be epic but have a bad roll in the modifier, the negative one. So yeah. And yeah, people talking about the changes. Plus 50 cheaper. Yeah, actually very interesting. It can go like unnoticed at first, but yeah, people were complaining about that as well, and we listened. The repairing stuff during the day. So repairing stuff is now cheaper than buying new stuff. We're eco-friendly in here. So yeah, no, but it makes sense because like before, when you had a wall with a 1 HP, it was much more interesting to keep it that way because it would cost nothing and would still block 1 hit. And now I think it's like more viable. We wanted to make you think about whether you want to keep your money or like get more repair, more estimated HP for less money. So yeah, that's it. It can be interesting now to have like a wall tank a bit of the damage, and then have a hero like take the aggro just to prevent the wall from being destroyed. So yeah.
Yeah, I think overall it's pretty good. Like, we don't want people to spam barricades to defend the city.
Well, they can if they want to. They can if they want to, but we don't want it to be the only
viable strategy,
very good
right?
strategy, whatever.
Yeah.
Save the walls. And cheap repairs on walls and whatever. Yeah, and bulkies won't stun out of the mists. Yep, bulkies. We added 2 things actually to alleviate this problem. One is like a change. So yeah, indeed, the bulkies now have some kind of cooldown. Well, they already had a cooldown before stunning again, but now they can't use their stun, their boulder throw, the turn they come out of the mist.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you have 1 turn if you want. And another thing is that what happened before, and yeah, it was totally not intentional. It was a bug. But when when a unit, be it playable or enemy, would dodge an attack, they would still receive the effect, the additional effect of the
Yeah,
attack.
the
So
status and, yeah.
like the stun, the debuff,
Poison, yeah,
poison,
everything.
whatever. And now it's been fixed, so the attack is dodged entirely with the effects. So if you have like a high dodge melee or whatever guy, he can actually like almost prevent being stunned or debuffed. Hello archers, hello ghosts. So yeah, it's really interesting now. And as I stated in the blog post, just remember that this is a double-edged sword, because now all the enemies with high dodge also
Yeah.
have good chances to ignore your additional effects like poison and stuff. So
Yeah, you can just play with like druidic stuff and play with no accuracy because you're like, oh, the poison will do the damage. Yeah, you need accuracy now.
yeah, the only thing that can be dodged is when you have a skill like the druidic staff debuff, for
Yep.
instance. I don't acid spray, I think, something like that. I can't recall. And
Yep.
when it's like an attack, it's not an attack actually. That's it. It's a skill with only effects and no attack. Then it cannot be dodged. Yeah. Hello, Mark. Mark is pretty interesting because it can't be dodged at all. So
Yes, attacks that are not. Skills that are not attacks can be dodged. So yeah, marks will work every time.
and that was the intention. It's like
Yeah.
it does only that, but yeah, you can actually debuff, like you reliably debuff the
Yeah.
dodge of an enemy to be able to then kill it. So
Yeah. So for example, like the weakening touch of the tome can't be dodged by enemies. So no risks on this.
yeah, because
but
it doesn't deal any damage, so it can be dodged. But this one can be dodged.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have any effect. So you guys will hear. So the patch list is massive. How many devs were involved? How many devs? Well, for starters, it's always hard to define dev because there is no consensus on that. But here, the whole team at Ishtar, so without counting the publisher people who are also helping us, like QA, producing and stuff, and marketing. But at Ishtar, working on the game, we're I would say 10,
Yeah,
something like
around
that.
that.
Yeah, counting everyone. So designers, programmers, artists, communication. Well, that's it.
I'm gonna pick Leapfrog so we can see what it does.
Yep. Leapfrog.
Oh, well, that's 3 excellent stats, but not for a ranged guy. Give me.
The longbow for the
Oh,
enemies.
well, that's a good one.
I'm
Okay.
really bored.
Wow.
Well, thank you. Thanks for the love. We love you as well. Mark plus centipede. Yeah, great. There was a tooltip on it for damage skill. Is it worth hiding that to debuff skills for clarity? Dran, what did you mean? Oh, no dodge?
I don't have a short but yeah.
I'm not sure I understand then the tooltip thing. So yeah. So basically, what happened? Yeah, we also changed a bit the if you see the cherry picking one. So this one didn't change much. It's just a little nerf. It was 50%. Confident changed a lot. Well, quite a lot. It used to be 50% reliability. Now it's only 20%, which is a huge nerf, but plus 1 skill range.
Yeah, it gives
because this skill is basically picked on ranged heroes, ranged weapon. So that's it. And also, it can actually be fun with some melee builds. I think we'll see if it goes, but yeah, melee builds that are counting on mobility, for instance.
Yeah, like
and they don't take damage, so they keep their health full.
Like playing with the hammer or the sword, you can play with that. Yeah, I'm very curious to see how this build can be efficient. Like play with confident and vampire. so you can just stay healthy and play around with the skill range. That can be interesting, I think.
Same dodge takes on the precise shot for the short bow. The no dodge one. Yeah, I see what you mean. Well, I see what you mean with the thing. It could be for clarity, yeah. But thing is, like all skills that are debuff or buffs or effects like stun alterations. I mean, like if we were to make a skill that would deal no damage and stun only, it wouldn't be dodgeable as well. So this is like systemic. So we would have, if we started doing that, we would have to do that manually for every skill, even though it's automatic. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Items can be used in production. Yeah. Well, I saw you talk about that on Dev stream the other day, and yeah, it was like at first we didn't care if things were usable during the day, but then indeed when we were like going forward in the development and adding skills and stuff, there were more loopholes around that. The potions were intended, but yeah, a bit too easy to use. And actually, right now it would be 100% abusable, because since they just like refresh, they use every day. You could just like keep plenty of potions of health or mana potions in your city stash and just heal everything. So yeah, it's not possible anymore. There was also this trinket that allowed you to exploit during the day phase, so it's not possible anymore. How appear the publishers? What does this game mean for H-Star? Well, I think the publishers and ourselves are really happy. We didn't expect such a warm welcome, so it's really nice, especially in the it's not early state, but it's still early access, so it's not finished and stuff. So yeah, we really liked how it was welcomed. And what this game mean for H-Star Games' future? But for now, it means that we are going to work on the last spell a bit longer. But yeah, it means that if it keeps going that way, we can keep working on what we like instead of what we have to make a living, and keep keep improving stuff we want to, keep doing projects we want to make. So yeah, it's really nice actually. The game feels finished to me. Well, that's great, but it's not finished. we don't know yet. We also, seriously, we have plenty of ideas of contents, of fixes, or like changes. We don't even know. That's why I often answer with I don't know, or I can't say, because we truly don't. We just we have plenty of stuff we want to do, but there is also a lot of stuff we don't know. I seriously couldn't tell you how many maps there will be in the end. Maybe it's going to be 2, 3, maybe it's going to be 10. I really don't know. All different, or maybe just simpler variations. We don't know. We just roll with it and see what people want, what we want, and try to make the best that we can.
I just hope there is some shieldmen on this one. I mean,
Guardians. Oh yeah, the Guardian. Yeah, because there is one thing. Hold on. Okay, so yeah.
Running out of time.
Bruno, our beloved Bruno from communication, from marketing, told us that we still have about 15 minutes on the stream. So yeah. What we didn't say about the Glenwald map, the new map, as you were stating, that basically same enemies overall, but different waves. So we really in Lakeburg, we kind of divide some standard scenario we wanted, for the difficulty curve, but also the distribution of the waves around the map, over time and the overall composition of the wave. Like after day 3, there is a tier 2 coming and stuff like that and whatever. And on Glenwald, because it's a late game map, we were able to like experience more stuff we wanted to experience, like more variation, more diversity in everything. So we still control some stuff, but we like intentionally lose a bit of the control for the replayability. So many different waves. Sometimes you will get like I don't know, two sides at day 3. Sometimes you will get 3, sometimes 1. I don't know.
You can get like 3 sides on night 3 and 4, and like for example get 1 side on night 5. You know, like it surprises. It surprised me at least.
It's,
when I was
it's really interesting, and also it's less like it's a bit less linear of an experience, because you can have like 1 side, then like 2 sides, then 1 side but a big one, then 3 sides, then 1 side again, whatever. Well, it's really more diverse. And you were talking about the new enemy, actually, which
the
we didn't have.
We
didn't see yet. So,
I mean, I could go forward, but
nah. I thought it was maybe not night 3, maybe night 4, because as we were saying that there is more randomness. So there is one new enemy, which is, at least for now, specific to this map, which is the Guardian. So I won't say anything about it unless we actually see it.
I'm just gonna try to rush through the night, but we don't have so much time. So
basically it's specific to this map, and but because of the said randomness and stuff, well, you can see it early, not see it until later, whatever. You will see it eventually, but no one saw that misclick. Talking about misclicks, actually, we also improved a little bit the misclick protection tech we have, tech implementation we have, with some skills. Like I recall many of you complaining that one could cast, for instance, the transfer skill of the magic one on the floor. So now you can't use it anywhere else than on an ally, a hero. So there have been a bit of QLs on that side. You can still, we didn't implement yet more precisely. So you can still like cast it on someone who didn't need it at all, but at some point maybe you have to pay attention to what you're doing. I don't know. You tell me. Made it. Execute percentage based. I don't know. Well, the perk wasn't touched, as I said earlier. Like it requires some programming, and we didn't have any resources to allocate on programming new perks, so we couldn't do that anyways. But yeah, it is asked a lot. We are considering it, but we don't know if we're gonna do it, because it was actually, we considered it already like before releasing the game, and it was intentional for it not to be percentage based. I hear you guys saying that its effectiveness falls off later in the game, and I'm thinking about it often, but I don't know yet if it's a problem or not, because to me, some perks, not all perks have to be as effective all the time. They don't have to be very good early, very good late, and whatever. So we'll see about that. Yeah, that would probably move it out of tier 1, because then it would be awesome early, awesome mid game, awesome late game. So we'll see. We'll think about it and we'll see. It could be, maybe it's gonna be maybe it's not gonna be touched. Maybe it can be percentage based. Maybe it can be in between and be like I don't know, like not percentage based, but still scale in some way. I don't know how, but yeah. And regarding, I didn't really disregard the question, but has anyone in the Ishtar team managed to beat Glenwald Apocalypse 6? No.
No one tried, I think.
No, we didn't even have, we didn't have time to try because runs are really long, so we spend a lot of time designing, developing, testing, like more testing the functionality, the base balancing, but yeah. And anyways, you guys are better than us. The developers are never the best at the game, so even if some of us are quite good, we're never the best, so we count on you to tell us how it goes.
Yeah, we're the best until the game is released.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, actually. And even so, sometimes we have beta testers. Yeah, they can be better than us. So. Mana collector skill. The total mana is now capped. So a skill that doesn't cost mana can't regenerate. Yeah, that's right. It. That's it. Exactly. Well, because to be honest, when I designed personally this perk earlier, it was my intention to be able to use skills to regenerate mana and stuff, but you guys proved that it's way too easy to exploit. It's way too easy to exploit and whatever. So we had to come out with a more restrictive ways of keeping the perk. So yeah.
Right. So we need to leave.
So no, it's not. We have 5 minutes left.
5 minutes. Okay.
5 minutes left. So there are any
Anything
questions. How does that interact with Thrifty? Well, good question. It actually, they don't cancel each other, but yeah, Thrifty does reduce the cost of the mana, the cost of the skill, so you can actually get less from the skill. So maybe, just maybe, it's not always the best choice to have both of them on the same build. Maybe it is. I don't know. You need to make actually really good point for the last 5 minutes. The economy of the game, you can read about it a lot in the blog post on Steam or whatever, but basically we changed a bit the economy because for good players it was really easy to grow exponentially between for the maybe 1 to 3rd day and have your economy so big that it wouldn't be a problem for the rest of the run. So we had to figure out some ways to alleviate this problem without at the same time making it really too difficult for the newcomers.
Yep.
We'll see how it goes. As everything else in the game, it doesn't have to be like that for the rest of the development or after. So maybe we'll change it or tweak it again. But yeah, basically now you have less workers with each house. They used to give you 2.
Yeah,
now you have only one.
Only one, yeah.
But we added another house expansion upgrade, so that you can still go to 3 with 1 house in the end. Yeah, so it takes a bit longer actually it's a bit more expensive, but not that much, I think. But yeah, it takes longer to get to many workers. Did you show actually the Leapfrog or? Oh
no, I didn't really use it. Yeah, it was an easy site, so I just didn't bother trying to do some tactical. Yeah, I'll do it next turn because I don't have any more points.
Danon Ganon, hearing a voice from above. 5 minutes left. 5 minutes until annihilation.
Trying to kill the clovers without any.
Trees of water. Goal. Was there a lot of planning? Placed obstacles like trees of water? Yeah. It's this game doesn't have a lot of level design because it's more of a systemic game, obviously. So more like system design and combat designing stuff. But yeah, we actually think a lot when we are making new map. So what we want, where, why. Especially now, it's a bit more important since you can jump over like the rocks on the left or the tree stumps, stuff like that. So it's pretty important. Some stuff you can see through but not move through. Some stuff you can like the rocks you can jump over but you can't see through. So it's actually more important now. And Lakeburg had less of an impact with the obstacle, but it's going to be more important now. Yeah.
Okay.
So apparently it's time for us to vacate the place.
To leave the place for
others. We didn't pay the rent for this month, so yeah, we have to leave, guys. It was really speed running. Yeah, so it was really cool the stream, the questions, and talking to you guys.
Yeah.
I really hope you will like all the changes.
Enjoy the updates. Try Glenwald and tell us what you think.
You can learn the game from the start again. And
yeah, maybe.
Yep. Anyways, thanks a lot. See ya.
Yeah, have fun.
Yep.